three in here. How about that? Just gonna make a cup of late night coffee. Got back from the rodeo with the son and T-ball, and oh, look like we got somebody wanted to join. How about that? How are you? Hello? Can you hear me? You clicked on the link you wanted to join. Can you hear me? Hello? You're in. You clicked on the link. We can see your ceiling. Probably don't know that yet. Oh, the guest left. Cool. Alrighty. Well, anyway, one of the things I wanted to talk about, I know it helps myself a little bit. Well, there's a couple things. There's people celebrating what happened today, right now as we speak. Um, in fact, one of these YouTubers is literally in their comment section. I'll post it later. Is telling people to just sell. Like, if you don't believe or whatever, why would you sell, man? Like that just doesn't. You don't tell people to sell. It's just wrong. People are out there. You bought in. You believed in something. You feel betrayed. You feel stabbed in the back. I mean, you have a right to that, but you don't do that to people, man. I'm sorry. That just bothered me when I got the chance to look at some more of these, whatever we want to call them. They're on one side, supporting Adam Aaron. You know who they are. I've said their name a billion times, but they're celebrating, of course. And it's funny, how we always talked about ape arbitrage. They're doing it for, hey, what's up, BSA? Doing it for ape arbitrage. Yeah, they're over there already. I got a couple of them. If you look at their if you look at their comments and what they respond back, they're excited by the ape going up. That's just crazy, man. I was watching Courtesy Flush earlier, and he said it and I've said it in the past. It's traitors, dude. Like, we all got into this. We all believed we supported each other. This was about the squeeze play. This was about sticking it to the shorts, right? I mean, this was standing up against the elites. And to me, Adam is a one percenter, dude. Make 105 million in 2 years. That's a one percenter. That's an elite. Been in the stock market 40 years, right? Or excuse me, Wall Street 40 years. What's up, Holly? But they listen to them. They follow that side, right? And they went that ape arbitrage route. Well, I guess I can't say good for them. It feels like a stab in the back by our own people. But they're celebrating it. It's not what I wanted to talk about. I know there's just a handful you might join. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. And I kind of tried to talk about it in my live earlier this afternoon, but I just want you guys to remember this. Panicking gets us in trouble. I see it in comments all over the place. I hear people saying it's the most common theme is, I'm done. I can't believe this. What's up, TNT? I can't do this. I'm out. F this. Attacks on the AMC. Let's boycott AMC. Like, all that stuff. Like, don't need that yet. Like, we don't need that, guys. Okay? You don't need to do that to yourselves. Don't panic. Word came down this afternoon, after hours, okay? But remember this. We signed up for this. Okay? We did when we bought into the idea of it. And we've stuck beside it. We have held this long. Do you understand? You and I and all of us have held this long because we believed in it. We believed in this. So we made that decision. We had plenty of times throughout this, more than likely. I can't speak for all of you, but we probably had times that we could have left and we could have chosen to get out, but we didn't. We held strong as a community. 3.8 million people is supposed to be out there. I know the ones I talked to, we've all held strong. As frustrated as we might have become, as angry as we get at Adam, as angry as we get at the yes tubers, it's all those frustrations. The point is we signed up for this. We decided to do this. And we also decided, I had somebody message me tonight that's been following me for a while, that sold out quite a while ago, that hits me up on Facebook Messenger out of the blue. And they're like, are you selling yet? This is crap, blah, blah, blah. Kept bugging me. It's been bugging me. You need to sell. And I said, you know what? A good captain goes down with his word, goes down with the ship. So, just guys, when I say I ride with you, I do. I get it. But we picked this. We also chose to continue through this, even through the settlement, with the judge's decision. Now, I will say I didn't celebrate 3 weeks ago, not like they're doing. I don't recall ever celebrating the fact that an ape's going to go way down and AMC shot up to 8. at the end of the day, I want to see them make their money. I don't hate them. They chose the arbitrage. They chose ape, whatever they may choose. They're still retail. But we got to remember, we don't panic. And we have to tell ourselves, we signed up for this. We made the decision. We could have left at any given point in time. And I know that doesn't fix it. Yes, I put creamer in, vanilla. I know that doesn't fix it what we're feeling right now. But this just happened a few hours ago. Okay. So we just have to make decisions after the weekend. Let yourself be able to digest it and think about it and where you're at and where you've been and what you've done and what your choices are. You have to make the right choices for your family. But remember, you made this choice. I made this choice. We USMC, we signed the M contract, right? We signed up for it. We've been here. We've been holding strong for a long time. So we can't let them scare us. We can't let a whole situation just make us freaking panic. I don't care how bad those yes cards over there are. Oh, you don't like it, then sell. No, that's not. We are the strong ones. We have been the strong ones. So I just wanted to make sure I got that out there. I know in my live, I tried to be a little bit of funny. I tried to, like somewhat be encouraging considering the situation. I try to do that in the comments, but then I agree with people because I can hear your frustration where they're at and what they have to say. So I wanted to make sure because I'm not going to panic, right? It sucks for me. It sucks for you. The situation I'm in, I've shared it with you, but the situation we're all in, the situation. And I guess for me, it bothers me the most too, because I also know how many of you are retired or up there even older than I am. A lot of you that used your retirements or your investments or whatever they may be, right? A large portion of your money. And then a lot of the veterans that I'm part of, I know because I get your messages here. We got somebody. See if they're going to come in and be nice. Let's see what happens. You in dark out mode there, bud?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Is that better?
There you go. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing all right.
You gonna come
Fan
in
ain't
here?
too loud, is it?
Sounds like a shop fan or something. You
Yep.
must be out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're out in the garage.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I
Well,
had an
hopefully,
idea.
hopefully everybody can hear you good. How are you doing tonight?
Well, not too good, seeing as I just lost about 60 grand.
Well,
Well,
remember
not
something.
really, but close to it.
Well, just make sure we all remember something. If we didn't sell, we haven't lost. Theoretically, right? I'm not the hopium. You've probably followed me for a while. I'm not the hopium smoke blower, but we've just got to realize it. We haven't lost it yet.
True, true,
But
true. I
we
had an
just,
idea, though, that I wanted to run by you.
yes, sir.
What if we used our shares that we all, still have, unless folks panicked and sold off today? What if we used our shares to sell call options, knowing that the stock is going to take a dump?
You know,
What do
I
you think about that?
I think I saw that comment. I think you were the one that left that comment asking that question on a couple other people's channels. I believe I saw that question. Uh, you know,
Hold on,
do we
you're
do
breaking up.
we
It's either my
do
internet or your internet.
mess up?
Yeah, one of us was having internet problems. Go ahead, go ahead, go
Okay.
ahead.
Am I okay? Can you guys still hear us?
I got you.
Anyway, what I was going to say is I get where you're coming from. I know what you're saying, but the other side of it is do we know 1,000% that the price is going to go down and then you know what I'm saying? Like, is it another risk? Is it another gamble? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I mean, that was the same thing with the ape arbitrage folks. I almost did it. I've been honest. I said back then I thought it might be a good thing. You can get ape for half the price or less. Why not go ape heavy? Like I remember all that shit when it came out, right back then in December, and I was thinking about it even when I was in the green on AMC. The ape side I wasn't. I've never been in the green on that, unfortunately. But I could have sold off, right? But then it's like you start making these gut reactions and trying to do things, and then if it doesn't, right, then we get sucked into that and we lose there too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I mean,
I
and
get.
it's good. I mean, it sucks that it happened, but at least it happened on a Friday. So, I mean, in my mind, that we've got a couple days to think. You know what I mean? Instead of it happening on like a Monday, and then we got to know what's up by 4 o'clock in the morning in pre-market.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
that's the good part. This is the whole reason I did this call tonight is I wanted people panicking, right? Don't getting emotional. So if it would have happened in the morning of yesterday, a lot of people out there could be start panicking and freaking out. Oh, it's over, because I see it in the comments. Unfortunately, like there's a bunch of people's reactions. I'm done. I'm never joining the market again. That's it. I'm out. I'm shorting the shit out of this come Monday. I'm going to sell for a 50K loss. Like I see all these emotional reactions, right? That's natural. I mean, fuck, dude. You just said you're
Right.
down 60K. I don't even want to look at how much or where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like I passed up 317,000. That's all I can remember. If I passed that up 2 years ago, then you know what? Here I am, right? Um, but I know, man, people are out there hurting and they're reacting, and so I'm glad we've got. Honestly, I'm glad we've got Saturday and Sunday to digest it, and then really to see what happens. I mean, we don't know how soon this is, when they're going to be able to officially make it happen. Could there be possibility of some kind of partial run up prior to? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've said it before. For me, I can get out fairly easy compared to most folks. I've been honest about that. I know a lot of those other tubers that have been around as long as I have. Those dudes are sitting at some low averages. They switched over to ape and they're sitting pretty. Um, it just we're gonna see, right? We don't have all the answers. None of us have. No, none of us have had the right
Well,
answer.
what do you think about what what the lady think? Izzo, what's her
Rose,
name?
though,
Yep.
yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to CSI tonight, and I have another buddy, Rick, who talks to her, knows her. She can't say anything. I'll tell you this: she can't speak because of the situation. She also signed that non-disclosure agreement,
Hmm.
which sucks because she couldn't even sell if she wanted to. So people don't realize, but if the price ran the opposite, she can't sell until the
Right.
settlement's done. So now that the settlement's done, I believe she's going to be in the open and free. But I believe there's not much they can do. I don't know 100% for sure. Don't take it to the bank, but I don't think an appeal can happen at this point. I do I do know there's people already trying to get the lawyers involved for the ape side, because if they truly removed ape from the whatever you call it, the freaking I can't think straight right now, but if they removed ape as part of the settlement, then there's a possibility of some lawsuits coming from the ape side.
Okay. Because I was thinking
So
that if somebody filed something that put a what's it called? Not a
ape
halt,
to stay
uh,
on it or
a stay or injunction.
conjunction.
Injunction. That's what I was looking for. If somebody put something that filed something to put an injunction on it, we could have another run like we did when the judge refused the first settlement, and maybe that would be enough to let it run a little bit. Like I've never been the guy who was it's going to 100K. You know, no, that's insane. That would bankrupt everything. But just enough time for it to have a decent run. You know what I mean? Just to scare them enough.
Well, I mean, we all have our opinions. I've shared mine over and over and over consistently. I am not a professional stock market guy, so I truly don't know. I just have gut instincts and what I read and what I think or what I might, believe, perceive. But at the end of the day, our hands are tied. We're just waiting. And here we are. We've been hurry up and wait for Judge
Right.
Zern, and then hurry up, wait some more. And now we got this, and we got to hurry up and wait through the weekend. Um, and just see what it brings us, man. You know, maybe
Yeah.
some of these, maybe, there's I've always said there's a lot of shorts out there. This is not just Citadel, right? This wasn't just one thing. This is just so many different people that are shorting this stock. I mean, to have 192 million shares on loan, 150 plus million of them are sold short into the market. There's a lot of people involved, right? A lot of different people, big ones,
Hmm.
small ones. I think it was Lou that calls them tiny D's or something like that. I guess the hope I'm hearing is maybe some of those tiny D's and some of those other smaller ones will, like want to close out now because they don't want to have anything to do with it. They don't want to risk it. They don't want to go through the reverse split. Maybe that can cause some price action. Hopefully, I mean, but at the same time, I mean, look, I've said it before. I need $9 or something combined to break even, right? I need
Right.
550 or something on AMC to get into the green. Ape, I'm going to need like 358 just to get into the green. And it's like, yeah, I could slip away, man, in any given moment, and any little bit of price action, right? Just give me something. But what about all the other people, man? I know too many people that bought in at 25, 30, 45, 50,
Ooh, ooh.
like some anywhere in that range, and a lot of them. There's a lot of people I know that were above $30 a share.
There's a lot of people that were buying in at 60 also.
Yes. And that's what sucks. I really was an 8018. I've always been that guy that was like, we're coming for you. Because if you're holding for me, I'm holding for you. I took that shit to heart. Like it meant something to me. I
Right.
mean, I don't know if you served your vet, but or been a part of a sports team or any close knit team, but like when I tell you I'm gonna do something for you, I mean it because I
Yes,
believe and I
sir.
trust in
Yes,
my
sir.
heart you're gonna do the same thing, right?
I wasn't a vet, but I ended up as a security contractor in Afghanistan. And how I ended up there is not important, but that's where I ended up. So I definitely do understand.
Yeah. You understand. And that's what's hard about it. It's like I know that people are going to be hurting, suffering, trying to figure out what to do, and hopefully that there's enough run up that it can save them all. I mean, at this point, I just pray. I'm like, you know what? Just get back to 70. I hate to say it this way, but just get back to 72 so everybody can get out. You
Oh
know?
yeah, definitely. If I'm and I, what am I trying to say? I hate it, but I believed in it. So I remember I was in Albany, Georgia, the day that it ran up to 72, and I was looking at it, looking at it, looking at it, and I was like, no, 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 it's gonna go, it's gonna go, it's gonna go, and I didn't press the button, and just like you did, and how many other people did, just kept waiting, like, no, it's worth more than this, and looking back, we should have hit the button.
Well, brother, I think if you've watched me long enough, I told the story. I was in the bathroom. I walked into my wife. She was in the bathroom. Holy crap, babe, look. And I showed her down on my phone that I was about 300 and something $1,000. And
Mhm.
she looked, her eyes got all big, and she goes, "You better sell some of that." I said, "What? Oh, hell no, that's Bud. Get out of here, you shill." Like, I remember
Yeah.
just joking around, but I was serious. Like, no, 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 you don't understand. Because she's not been a part of it. She actually hates it with a passion. It's caused some issues for us. But, like, back then, and I
Hey, don't.
cannot get
You're
it out
not
of my,
alone. So does my wife.
yeah,
She hates it.
I, I can't get it out of my head. You better sell some of that. You better sell some of
Yep.
that. No,
Yes, sir.
stop with that FUD. I can't get that out of my head because my wife knew better. And I, like a stubborn ass man, that my integrity. I told her my commitment, my integrity. Like I gave my word.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, dude. My word's worth more than $300,000. Fuck, I
Yep.
make $300,000 in a couple of years. Like I
I
just,
like I said, I used to do contract work. I would make $300,000 like it wasn't nothing. And
uh,
it's I don't know. It's I hate the I'm so disgusted with this whole thing that it was bad enough that we were fighting with the hedge funds and the banks and everything but then turn around and we've known this for months and months and months that we're fighting with our own company. That's the worst part, is that we saved you. I pulled you out of the pool while you were drowning, and then once you got out, you pushed me back in. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, I know you know. That's the worst part.
well, so you've probably seen my videos. I got that audio of Adam. I have literally just been unglued on him. I've done that for months now because, and I've said it before, it became personal for me. And the reason I say it's like it was one thing to have these YouTubers that I used to give shit about. They were just there for clicks and views, and in their hearts, I don't think they were really in this movement. And they were more focused on growing their channels and making their money. And I've kind of
Right.
changed towards the end here. I'm like, screw it, I'll make the money too attitude. But still, to me, again, it goes back to honor, integrity, dignity, your word, all this stuff, right? And it's like the moment you say you're one of us and you start acting and being one of us, that means you're one of us, right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to support you. I'm going to back you. We're together. We're fighting. And I believed Adam. I believed him. And I don't really fall for shit, dude. I'm good at seeing shit, but I believed him just like anybody else. And I started messaging him and I was trying to tell him, I said, I was standing up for him. I said, some of the community's turning against you. I fought those people. You know, I was like, don't go after Adam. He's the CEO of the company. Like, dude, I was so for it. But then I knew in the back of my head, I'm like, wait a minute, this dude's a one percenter. And I had a couple of buddies, vets of mine, that kept saying, dude, you know, Adam's garbage. Adam's garbage. And they were telling me this 2 years ago. And I said, dude, it's okay. We don't need to focus on that. That'll mess up the community. Let's just let it be. He is what he is, but let's let it be. I literally told people the community needs him. So I am going to stay clear of him. I believe that just let them believe in him. Right. And then dude, I just couldn't, man. And then when December hit, I remember I went and checked my Twitter. I sent Adam Merritt, my last DM was December 26th. And I was fed up, dude. And that was it, right? And that's when I finally was smart enough to say, you know what? I'm actually going to DD this man. I'm going to go look into who he is. I'm going to go look into his
Look where he
past.
came from.
I'm going to
Everything.
go fucking understand what I'm dealing with, right? And
Right.
then people started emailing me all kinds of information. I mean, all of a sudden within a week, I was like, holy crap! I had a feeling I don't like this guy, but now I don't like this guy.
Right.
And
But like I was on. It's been several hours earlier today when the news hit. I was on stock tweets, just cruising the comments, and there's still people right there. I support my silverback. He's got the plan. He's got this. And like what? Like, are you looking at numbers? Like, what are you looking at? You know what I mean? Like, there's people that are. I mean, I'm not gonna. I was gonna say something profane, but I won't. But there's still people jumping on it. Like he's like, what plan are you looking for
well,
other than the shorts getting a free ride?
honestly, man, you got to stop and think about that. Unfortunately, some of the people out there just didn't spend enough time on social media, didn't spend enough time to really see all the information or the things that went down with him.
Right.
And then people need hope, right? People really need hope, and he was the biggest hope of it all, right? People were excited by Trey, but then Trey bailed, Matt bailed, a lot of the big names bailed. Adam was what was left.
Right.
People needed that. They had their money tied up into it. That's what pissed me off. That's the second one. I didn't finish the first one, but that's a lot of power and a lot of responsibility, right? And that's my biggest thing. Being a leader for years, a sergeant in the Marine Corps. I mean, all I've done is lead. Is it's important how you lead your people, man.
It is.
And if you're gonna fake it, like and that's what pissed me off about him. He faked it. I ride
Well,
with
not
you.
just fake it. He straight out lied.
Lied, silverback,
Yeah.
like all that shit. Right? When my buddy Robert, caught him at the airport, called me and said, "Hey, dude," I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'll let you know in a little while." And they landed, and he's freaking said it off. Dude, my heart sunk, bro. I sat on my couch right there, I listened to the audio, and I got halfway through the 40 minutes of it. I was literally, a part of me was like, "Damn it, Mike, you've been right. You didn't want to be right." And I had 1% of hope, right? Please tell me I might be wrong about this guy. But when I heard that audio at the airport and the way he spoke, dude, I was it, man. My gut was wrenching. It turned. I called some of my close confidants or my close friends in this movement,
Mhm.
ran it past them, and then I had to sit on it. Like between me and Robert, I was like, I want this out like now. People need to know what we're dealing with, right? And it took a while. Robert was nervous and scared. He still is. I was like, you know what? And then finally, I just couldn't have it. I started releasing it all. I'm like, you need to understand what we're dealing with. We think we're fighting the hedge funds, but look what this man's doing. And look
Yep.
who, dude, when you fake, it's like it's stolen valor, right? So if someone pretends like they're military, it's like the greatest sin, in the United States because
Yes,
that goes
sir.
to patriotism. Okay, this is how real it is for me. I'm sorry. In my head, to me, this community was just like I was back in the military. this is my family as far as this world, not the real family, but you get what I'm saying. Like
Right.
this is my community.
These are my guys. These are my brothers.
Yes, and my sister, and to have him have freaking fake it or lie about it, do that to us, and basically say we're liars for what we believe in.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I didn't care more at that point about anything as far as what these yes tubers and all these other people want to still support him. I'm like, dude, not after that.
Nope,
Done.
not after that at all. And I get it about the stolen valor thing. I correct people, dude. It's got to be at least 2 3 times a month, especially around Veterans Day, because I tell stories about what went on and everything, and they're like, well, you and my other buddy Mike, not you, Mike, my other friend Mike was in the army. Oh well, hey, it's Veterans Day. It's Mike and Ryan's day, and I'm like, no, it's just Mike's day. Like I started out in law enforcement. I ended up doing contract stuff.
Right.
Went over there. I got paid very well, but I will not be assigned the veterans, you know, thing because I'm not. I was next to guys making, what's a E4 make if he's deployed to Afghanistan? I mean, you have any
Yeah,
clue? I don't.
not a lot. I 2001.
Yeah,
So
I mean, not a lot. And I would be right there next to those guys if we were assigned to their unit or whatnot. And I'm getting paid 180. So I'm not the same. You know what I mean? So I'm not, oh, it's your day. No, it's not my day. It's that guy's day. It's his day. But going back to what you were saying, like, yeah, once you figured out, like, because I agree with you. At first, I was like, oh shit, this guy is going to do this. He's going to do that. He's going to, pounce. At no point was there a pounce. Well, if there was a pounce, it was on us. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's a, I mean, like you said, it's a betrayal.
it's betrayal,
It's
stolen
a
valor,
major betrayal.
stolen valor. You ain't one of us. You don't ride with us.
Right.
Well, let me see if we can get somebody else on, brother. I appreciate you stopping by, hanging out for a little bit. That was awesome. That you would take that and see my. I guess you probably saw my post in the community section. Join. You're like, hell yeah, I'll
Yes,
just
sir.
jump on. I love that, man. It's so awesome when we get guys like you, real people out there that are willing to say, hey, here I am. Here's what I believe. That's why I support everybody in starting a YouTube channel. I'm like, use your voice, man. People need to hear it. You are the community. That's the thing.
That's right.
I'm just a face. I'm a face of YouTube. I'm part of the community. I'm no better, no more special at all. But get that sometimes. They just get used to seeing each other in the comments. When you can put a real face to it, and you know that you have brothers and sisters out there with you, it's a good
Yes,
feeling.
sir. Grab somebody else. Let somebody else talk for a little while.
All right, let's see if we can get somebody on. Thank you so much, my man.
Yes, sir. Later.
There we go. All right, guys. If anybody else wants to pop on and chat a little bit, if you go to my community section, you'll see a link. If you're using a cell phone, you have to use a cell phone. It only works on the cell phone YouTube app. And hopefully, if your app is up to date, a lot of times you forget to update it if you don't have automatic updates on. And it has to be from your cell phone. So if you click on that link, it should give you the ability, possibly some people it doesn't, but it do just like he just did, and just chat for a second, let it be known. I do want to point out, guys, at the end of the day, I hate to say it this way, but it is money, and nothing is worth your life, all that, your mental health is not worth money. Okay. So keep your head up. Don't panic. You're going to do what you're going to do, but don't panic. Don't freak out all weekend. You know what I'm saying? Don't do anything stupid or, not smart, let your emotions run you wild. Don't do that. Okay. Damn, these things do Make my eyes look bigger. Sorry, I just picked up another pair of glasses today. These stupid reading glasses. I've been having to wear them, but I had these before the other ones broke. But these have the blue light in them, and they're higher. They're like 2.75. And I'm trying to figure this out, and I feel like they're hurting my eyes. So I bought these tonight at good old Dollar General. Hey, it's good stock. But anyway, they don't have blue light. They were cheap, but they're only like a 1.75. And they seem to be better. Anyway, so don't don't freak yourself out is what I'm trying to say. Everybody, dropping comments, I'm done, I'm selling, I'm getting out, all that stuff. I get it. That's coming from a pissed off emotional reaction. But this is that point where I'm going to say it doesn't do any good to post that everywhere out of pure anger. This is like the floodgates. Remember, it only takes 10% to move the what? 90%, right? 10% moves the 90. And usually the 10% is split in half, 5 and 5. Well, once that momentum starts, this is the thing. Once that momentum starts, you get that 80%, they'll start flooding. And that's not necessarily what we all would want, I would think. It's not what I'd like to see happen. So we don't want to cause panic. We don't want to freak people out. We got a line. We got a kickback, punch in the gut. Imagine if I don't know, you're at the front line, you're at war, and you're advancing, and something happens that pushes you back. Do you cave in? Do you throw it all away and just give up and break the line? I mean, if you watch any good military movie, any good war movie, that line starts breaking, it's over. And so that's where I'm just saying the panic, like, don't panic. I know you get emotional, but it's not doing any good. It's not. And it feels good to talk shit. That's why I did my live earlier. Maybe go unload some rounds. If you have a pistol or rifle, go to the range. I'm going to try to go in my backyard, hopefully. Just don't emotionally screw yourself up. And I get it. Some of you, it may be a lot of money.
Somebody is being mean to Hudson and his dad because they knocked down his old barn.
Oh, okay, baby. Come on.
The brick barn, the wood barn, and
okay.
Another brick barn.
He loves that YouTube playground guy. That guy makes a lot of money with that. If you guys ever, your kids ever watch that, it's really crazy. But Zen Holder, I'm like on board with what you just said, my friend. And I can't believe there's 136 of you decided to hang out with me. There's a guest spot still left open. If you guys haven't gone to my community section, you have to get out of this video, stop watching me for a second, click on my profile picture, go to my community section, and you should be able to see it there. Hey, Zeus, Jesus, you have to go to the community section, click on the link. It works for some, and some of you won't work for, but if you want to come up and talk to me, let's do it. Hold the line, apes. Just don't do anything you're going to regret. That's all I'm saying. You got to make a decision for yourself. And all I can say is there's a reason when I got in, there's a reason you got in, there's a choice that we made when we made that choice and why we decided to do it. And it's up to us to hold that how we want to hold it. Oh, hit the like button. Yeah, likes always work. 134 people versus 51 likes. Oh, Clara Sierra Smith. Let's see. Who do we got? Let's see. There we go.
Oh shit!
You were in.
Hey,
Hey, did you know that was going to happen? We got you live.
oh shit!
You were in. Hey. There you are.
Hello?
Yes. Are you watching on two screens on your phone, on a computer?
Nah, hold up.
That'll give you feedback.
Yeah. I can't hear you.
I'm right here, man. Can you see me?
Yeah, that was quick. Yo, you responded, yeah.
Yeah, we and you, there's no time delay for you and I. There's a 20 to 30-second time delay for the people watching us.
Hey, so okay, what do you think about the? You know what I'm talking about or no?
No, you just froze up, man. All I heard was, "What do you think about?" And then I didn't hear the rest. Say it again.
Damn. Hang on.
You're
Let me
back.
figure you out.
You got it, man? You still freezing on me? All right. All right. I think he might have left. Anybody else want to jump in here and try this out?
Hey, Daddy,
Buddy, lay down.
you know what we can do.
Nothing. Anybody else?
But Dad.
All right. Anybody else? But anyway, for real, guys. No panic. No panic. Decide for yourself. You got the whole weekend. See what happens. Yeah, we lost that guest. So okay. You looked how you feel about now. No shit on Warren. Oh, I did go to the rodeo with my son, and I went and had a good time. I did. I was gonna, you know what? I'm gonna hang out and have a good time, not let this crap get to me. It ain't easy. I understand, but we fuck Tony D. He played the whole community. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna argue with you, Stanley. New York Stock Exchange rule says 10 calendar days from a court decision before action occurs. I've heard that. So maybe those extra 2 weeks, something can help us out, right? I'm past panic. I get it, TCB. Zen Holder, you want to come on or what, dude? John Dutton, you want to come on, man? You guys just got to go to my community section. Well, don't let the depression take over, Steve. I know that depression all too well, man. That's another reason, just talking to people, sharing how you feel, What do you guys think of protest outside AMC theaters with signs to investigate AMC board of directors? You know what, Young Macho? We may be having to come down to that, man. I said in my live earlier, it's your right to protest. I'm not for sure how that all works on private property at the theaters, maybe out on the road because that's state or federal grounds. I can't be responsible for that decision, but I've heard a lot of people bring that up. And obviously, doing Occupy SEC 2023 for me, I wasn't a protester prior to that, didn't believe in it, but I tell you what, it was worth it to me. Oh, here's John Dutton. John,
Hey, how you doing, Marine?
good man. You look
And
a
thank you
little.
for your service, bro.
Hey, that's thank you for paying taxes, man. It gave me somewhere to go when I was a kid.
Yeah, I just got out the army last year. Did 9 years in the army. Um, man, I held just like you 2.5 years just to hear this news. I mean, it's so devastating. I mean, I remember I created my first account in January, and I was in the low digits, single digits. And then I remember getting a second account with Weeble because I know a lot of people went bought in the 40s and 50s. So I was like, you know what? I want to feel their pain too. So I'm gonna buy some shares in the 40 and 50s. So that way I'm not like, oh, just hold. You know what I mean? It's easy to say hold when you're in the single digits, but when you're like in the 40, 50 digits, it's a different story. So that's why I open up several accounts. Just to let the community just know that I'm there. And then after like 2.5 years, after hearing these knuckleheads about like reverse stock split is good, and I've seen so many reverse stock splits
Yeah.
go horribly wrong. There's no benefit to it. And like the only logical reason, like I can think out of my head, like I'm not even a pro trader. I'm not like I'm a novice, I would say, in the like in the trading community, and just like it doesn't take big brains to figure out that like the reverse stock split is only good for the ape investors, the ones that went heavy, and that's what a lot of people do not like understand. And like come Monday, like I'm I'm right there with you, brother. Like my kid was born like 3 weeks ago, and I saw the news, and I was like damn, it was like all of that when it, and I actually have other military people, friends that are still in the military that actually went, since January. They're holding. They're actually in the military, and I just feel bad just for the simple reason that I like even mentioned AMC, but I like, oh man, it's just it's just so bad, brother. Um, and now people are preaching that like it's good. I mean, it doesn't take much to figure out that it's gonna, you know, it's gonna take all the money away from us. It's
I
uh
I mean, I'm gonna do a video here soon. I bought some markers and I'm gonna go play with my little board because now I'm like, all right, well, this is the path we're forced down now, right? So what's that look like? Obviously I'm here. I haven't sold. I'm on this damn ship and I'm gonna freaking ride this ship. And I said I would, but like what they say, right? Like it's going to have a smaller float, which makes the price action a lot different. It's going to have even harder to borrow because there's even way less shares. And there's a list of these crap that they've been spewing the DD. So I'm like, okay. So I want a timeline, and I want to check that off. Like, all right, this is what you guys said. If it's got to accomplish this, it's got to accomplish this, it's going to accomplish this. Because I'm at a point now, and I've said it before, they're either going to be right or they're going to be wrong because it's no longer our choice.
right, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, right now at this point, like, uh, I'm gonna say like 90% of the community is like 90% to I'm gonna say like 70% down. Like the the only choice for us is actually to let it play out and see. Um, I know a lot of the comment section they're saying that hey, I'm gonna sell Monday morning, but like your best bet is to wait it out. I mean, you're like we're already at a loss, like a terrible loss. Like there, there's no coming back from it. To be honest, I think personally, but like if we somehow manage to like break even, I mean, oof, yeah, I mean we're we're stuck, and they actually won, and it's just amazing that how America has come down to, just the 1% is actually run America, not us. It's just it's how they said when the I think I forgot who was this, but they said when there's no when the politicians don't feel the fear of the people, that's when it becomes the democracy becomes obsolete.
Right.
Right? There's no democracy in that. Because what does it say? That we the people, we run America. It's not the rich people, and it's just crazy. It's just, oh man. After
So
this, I'm probably never touching the stock market. To be honest, it's
right. So
oh man.
people are dropping comments. I just got to ask. I saw Stanley Belaski. He said Tony said he was going to get the Mariner, get me. Why? So Tony said he's going to get me. Is anybody heard about that? Get me for what? Dropping my
Yo, tell him to get me first, man. Um, you know, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say my exact address, but I'm in New York. Get me first. You know, Um, I've actually been reckless, and I was like, "Hey, the last of my AMC money is gonna go to my bail money." For these guys that that are like saying, "Oh, reverse stock split is good," but I feel like all of these guys are went ape heavy. There's no benefit like to the rest of the guys had AMC. There's no
Well,
benefit to it.
you
You know,
know, every single one of these guys. Okay, first and foremost, every single one of these guys, both the people whatever we want to call it, sides, right? Us, no, yes, people. When we look at these YouTubers, they're all guilty. We're all guilty of the same thing. We've gone at each other. We've talked shit about each other. I mean, come on, man. Most of it's just fun, and most of it's like, all right, I'm going to call your bullshit. You want to call my bullshit. But if Tony's out there threatening, I mean, it's funny how the yes people. I think Bigums did the same thing to CSI. He's going to get his uncle and threaten. Like, what's there to freaking YouTube is feelings. It's talking crap, right? Like, so if they're out there saying, get them for what? I mean, it literally was smack about me and put me down, and I've done the same. So I think it's hilarious that people first
yeah, it's just so hard to understand. And Adam Aaron is talking about bankruptcy, but didn't he have like 4 or 5 billion apes? But he only sold 1.5 billion apes.
yeah,
So we were positive earnings, and he had extra apes unless he sold the extra apes already to everybody. So it's like it's so confusing, and like at the end of the day, it's gonna be their word. Oh, you don't know anything. You know what I mean? You guys are novice. You guys don't know anything. You don't know nothing about the market, and that's what it's gonna come down to. I think like even when we raise our voice, um, just a sad day. But I mean, we'll see Monday. uh,
yeah.
about the price.
Hey, Grandpa Barney's in here. Grandpa Barney, I get it, dude. You can say, "Is Mike, this is not family, it's the stock market." I say that respectfully. Yes, dude, the stock market. But you of all people, the way you hang out and Tony's and all those guys, and you drop them those super chats, man, you're doing that because to you they're like family. They're worth spending the money because you feel like you're doing your part because you can't do any more than them, and you feel like they're speaking and they're putting out this energy, and you're willing to pay them. And so you found value doing that, literal money value. I know you gave, I mentioned, but you said you probably gave thousands of dollars. You could afford to. You make really good money. Okay, I know you do. But for me, maybe I'm different, but when it comes to this play and the people I met, you have to understand, Barney, I met a lot of people. A lot of them showed up. Up to 85 people personally showed up to meet me in Washington D.C. You understand? I met them. They mean something. I have them. A lot of them still call me. A lot of people have tried to say it. I get text messages, emails. People call me. I mean, look what I'm doing right now. I'm like, let's just live. I want to bring real people in, like the young man that's joined us right now, because I find value in people. So in the you some people call it family, some people call it friends, some people movement. I mean, 801. I mean, apes, all that stuff. So I get it, man. But let's hope hope, Uncle Bob, that your investments into those guys pays off. Because, and I word that if they are right, I will come back and I will apologize to each and every one of them, and I will tell them that I made a huge mistake. But that's okay because I will do that. I'm we got. But if we're wrong, Uncle Barney, you gave them thousands of dollars for what? Right.
Uh, I just feel like after giving all that money away, they're just gonna um bring up another theory, another hypothesis of, hey, we have to keep holding. You know, I've been hearing a lot of how that Adam Aaron is bringing new bag holders. And like I see that even in Weevil, Mumo, Public, I see that in the comments, and I've actually tested it out, and where I commented, I posted saying, "Hey, Adam Aron is not a good CEO. He's not a good businessman." And then like I would get like 4 or 5 comments saying the same thing, and I would post it every week, and I would just screenshot it every time, and they would say the same thing, talking about no, you guys, you're a clown, you're a shill, you're a clown, you're a shill, you're a clown, you're a shill, you're a clown, or a shill. It's always the same thing, and I just feel after us, it's like new bag holders. He's creating new bag holders basically to hold AMC, and I feel like after this reverse stock split and merger, there's just those YouTubers, the yes voters, they're just gonna, just go into the hype, saying that, hey, man, no, it's the MOS is coming, the MOS is coming, the MOS is coming, and this is gonna keep holding. And like, they don't realize like numbers don't lie. I think in my from my perspective, numbers don't really lie. You do the math, it just doesn't make sense. With this reverse stock split, like everything is gone. Like that's it. Our play is that most of these guys are talking about fundamentals. The squeeze was never about fundamentals or how good AMC did, how good the numbers came in. It was never about fundamentals. Squeeze was how long you held, you know, and then hedge funds, uh, they had a freaking cover because they were stuck or they would keep losing money, but somehow they actually ended up buying, the media, the politics. Again, I just heard in the news. What's that? Bankman Fried actually got sent to jail, and um, it's just a whole big game to them, and they can do whatever they want. Like, there's no way of retail winning. This market is fake. There's an oh Jesus Christ,
I hear you, brother. Well, let's see if we can get someone else on. I thank you for stopping in. What was your name again?
John.
John. That's right, John Dutton. Sorry, I'm just all these people are saying stuff too at the same time. John Dutton, Dutan, I think is what I saw. It reminds me of Yellowstone, man. I appreciate you stopping by and sharing and just chatting for a minute, man. That's takes courage to do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, man. Um, you keep your head up, bro. I'm in the same situation as you are. It fucking sucks, but we'll see what next week holds.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right,
All right.
man.
See you.
All right. All right, guys. Can you hear? I know you were. I saw your messaging. I know the sound was a little rough on that end when it's come from other people's cell phones, depending on where they're at. Standing in a garage, standing in a shop. I'm trying to stay right here because usually the sound's pretty good. But can you guys hear me? Okay. And Zen Holder, dude, if you're ready, go to the community section where I said. And Gus, what's your problem, dude? Like seriously, you can't even spell valor. Like, I mean, come on, man. There's no point in you even being in here. Um, it's too bad I didn't have some of my my people that have the wrench. Like we don't need your kind. Sorry, dude. Hill House, the link is available in my community section. You guys, if you will need to leave this video, this live, X out of it, go to my profile, go to my community section, and you will see it. Sounds okay now? Yeah. What are you two talking about, Super Steven and Gus? Listen to these guys. You guys are hilarious. Look, let's do this. Uh, let's get rid of him. I don't care about you, dude. There we go. See that dude later, man. I hate having to do that to people, but seriously, like, there's no point in act like that. All right. Zen Holder, you're gonna make it on Hill House. Any of you guys want to come on, man? 54 minutes in. I just wanted to give space. I know I'm not the only one. Oh, this goofball too. There we go. Those are two goofballs we don't need. All right, so I'll say it again. If you want to join in, I know people are saying Zen wanted to get in. If you want to join in on this live, get out of this video, go to my profile, go to what's called community section, click on community section. You will see that I posted it, and I posted a link. You need to click on that link. Now you have to do it from your cell phone. It only works from your cell phone, and it doesn't always work for everyone, but it's worth a shot if you'd like to get in. You just got to click on that link. You got to go to community section. Community section. Let's see if anybody else wants to get in and chat for a minute. Guys, thank you for the likes. Thank you for hanging out. 145 people. And I know a lot of you are like, what the hell? We all are. But again, as I've been saying earlier, let's see, Robert, who's this? Let's see what happens. I gave him an in. I let you in, bud. Huh. All right, try again. Whoever that was that just tried. Is Zen still around? And Grandpa Barney, if you're still listening, maybe you got to look, dude. I never had a problem with you. I don't think you're a bad dude. You chose a path, you chose a direction, you liked what came out of their mouths, whatever the case may be. I thought differently, went to a different direction. I know a guy that you're good friends with. He told me about you. He said you're a good dude, and I think you are. You're probably a good dude from what I've heard. But for me, this whole thing actually meant, call me a fool, call me an idiot, call me what you want, but it actually meant something to me. It does. Deep down, it means something. I get goosebumps even saying that because, I mean, I got people to go to DC to stand up against it because I believe in how bad the corruption is. And I believe that it is wrong, it is an injustice. So for me, it's huge. It's a little bit different. Maybe for some of you, it's just strictly you don't care at the end of the day, you're going to make your money. Money comes easy and often. I know it comes easy for you. I know what kind of job you do, Barney. It comes easy. I make pretty good money. Some years I'll have a nice whatever. I make decent money to have what I have. I'm blessed. I have a beautiful wife. I have all this stuff, man. I really didn't need to be in AMC, but I had my reasons. I posted it plenty of times, and what I wanted to accomplish. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what hurts the most for me, truthfully, is they're just going to get away with it. Adam gets his money. Dude made $105 million in 2 years, faked it, stole valor from us. Isn't one of us, right? He still got his. The board still got theirs. And nothing happens. Nobody gets in trouble. They make, I went in and did news articles, went on Charles Payne. I mean, did all that stuff. But at the end of the day, this to me, okay, let me put it this way. How many of my vets that are listening right now, how do you feel about the fact, the way we were pulled out of Afghanistan and how 13 of my Marines were killed? 20 years of our service people fighting and living and developed all kinds of crap, whether it be PTSD, didn't come home, were killed. I lost somebody over there. Something happened, right? 20 years is gone with a botched pullout. The way they pulled out of Afghanistan and the people that died and what happened over there and the 80 mil, however much it was, 80 billion or what, I don't know, some crazy amount of freaking gun or vehicles and everything was left behind. That just made, in my opinion, every service person that served in our freaking military in the United States and put in everything they did for that 20-year span, think about this, was a waste. The way they pulled out and just left it and gave it back to the Taliban. I was on Twitter when the Taliban started coming on, and a bunch of us vets, they were hosting, the Taliban was hosting on Twitter space calls and talking and whatever you call it, I can't think of the term, 2 Americans. I watched and listened to foolish ass people late at night get on these space calls. Oh, I'm so sorry for what happened to you. Blah, 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 blah. All this shit we went through, and that 20 years is gone because we pulled out the way we did. The sacrifices that were made. So to me, that passion you see right now is the same damn feeling that I'm having about this. 2.5 years of sacrifice and everything done and holding and making videos and doing everything you folks could do, standing behind this, pushing back, believing, and to feel like it just got shit on and sold out by a bunch of fucking influencers and Adam Aaron lying and believing in an ape arbitrage and not caring about the rest of the people around him or caring about what this movement, in my opinion, and what I believed was about. So yes, to me, that's where the frustration, the emotional side, or even the anger side will come into play when you want to talk about that, because that's how important it was to me, Barney. If you're still listening, Uncle Barney, that's what this meant to me. And to know that this reverse split and this conversion in my head, my beliefs just wiped out or is potentially wiping out everything we stood for and everything we fought for because some fucking traitors wanted to go around pushing ape arbitrage on everybody and talking about how great it was. You think I'm not going to be pissed about that? You think that ain't going to upset me? Because it feels like everything we did, everything we stood for, just got slapped in the face at what, 4:15, 4:20 today? So yes, that is where the feelings come from. Because see, maybe you didn't believe Uncle Barney. Maybe you didn't believe and we have the short strap. Maybe you didn't believe what we were here for. You just were liking what you're hearing and it was entertainment. You're willing to pay for it and blah, 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 blah. But for me, it was something more. I didn't sacrifice to leave my family and go against my wife to show up in Washington, D.C. I didn't take the abuse and the beating and the name calling and the crap I went through for 6 months while I was organizing that and didn't let it stop me one bit. You find me another YouTuber or anybody in this movement that's been able to have 85 people show up and travel across country and spend the money and stay in hotels and do all that shit to stand up for what they believed into and stand shoulder to shoulder. You didn't give me no fucking super chats for that. Nobody paid me and said, oh, you're doing a great thing. People helped and called and said, here's some money. I sold some apes. That's how much I fucking believed in this shit. And you fools want to come in here and talk stupid shit and all this other crap for what? We believed in something. My community, people that I know, they believed in something. And yes, it's serious to me. Or else I wouldn't be on here at freaking whatever time of night trying to talk to folks because I know what they're going through. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't want those panic reactions. I don't want people to get upset and just freaking leave. I know you do, Taggart. I know you still believe, man. And drinking some rum to ease the pain. So yeah. Who the hell is mediocre trader? Like, look, there's a point where you're giving your opinion or debunking something, but to antagonize or whatever. El Cool, yeah, dude. Look, man, thank you, El Cool. This movement doesn't exist without the people. Where YouTubers are dime a dozen, man. How many are there? But at the end of the day, it's the people. It's where the people stand, what the people believe in, the strength of the people. That shit, apes together strong, that was real. That is real. Our number one asset. And it's like, I want to be with you guys. I'm feeling the same thing. I'm not out here wanting to celebrate like Phil's doing or these guys why people are hurting. Did you see me do a live and celebrate 3 weeks ago when ape fucking fell? and AMC ran up to 8? No. I didn't want to sit there and throw some celebratory live and do all this bullshit that they're doing. No, because people are hurting. People are hurting right now. People are afraid. People are scared. People are worried. People are losing money. Some may have lost. Some feel like they've lost. But it's like, does people care? Does these YouTubers care? Do they take the time? I just mainly want you guys to not panic. That's all I can say. I don't know how else to say that to you. I'm not going to tell you not to sell, not to buy, not to hold. I can't do that. But I don't want you to emotionally panic and make decisions that could hurt you or hurt your family. Because whether you believe it or not, Fartakalakis, no, the guest should be open, brother. Zen, try again. Oh, shit. It says guest is left, brother. I am not going to say anything. There he is. I'm not going to say anything bad about Casey Shaw. Dude was always good to me. I'm sorry, guys. I will not do it.
What's up, man?
Hey, man, it's good to put a face. You're the no debt guy, right?
Yeah, I used to follow Dave Ramsey back in the day, you know, and did that whole snow. First of all, I want to say thanks for serving the country. I never did anything like that, so I want to put that out there. Meeting you face
I
to
always
face.
say thank you, and thank you for paying your taxes. It gave me somewhere to go when I was a punk 18-year-old growing up in Texas. Got me off.
Hey, man,
So
I play the Powerball, so you know, I waste my tax money on worse things. No, man. Yeah, this is cool. I tried a couple times, couldn't get in there, but yeah, it's a crazy turn of events. And first of all, my handle, people take it serious. I mean, it's a joke. I'm not Zen. I get pissed off. I'm emotional, and that's one of the things I want to say about this is it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. First of all, I find there's a lot of hypocrisy, and I know that we're all capable of hypocrisy. First of all, I'll say that, but I get so tired of I rant a little bit about the narcissism and the gaslighting and the stonewalling and the blocking of people and bulldozing and just drive-by type media tactics where they take, you know, they took Fartakulasticus as one of his posts and twisted and distorted it. This kind of stuff's happening everywhere. And one of the things that, like, one of the influencer tubers is to say, you read papers and you get so emotional. You need to stop doing things on your emotions. All the while he's saying it in a very emotional manner. It's just so ridiculous. It's just like, dude, you're being emotional while you're accusing other people of being emotional. People have passions. It's not like they're being little wusses, you know, about this. They're just passionate about it, just like he is, while he's passionately and emotionally calling others being emotional. That's just like one of the things that really bothers me. But
well, you know,
I know I'm ranting here right from the get-go, but it's just like we can't get a word in edgewise anywhere. Like on that particular tubers, I'll still watch their lives, and I know for some reason that person lets me subscribe, but nobody ever sees my comments anymore. It's just like, so now I just kind of watch to see what the influencer is saying.
They hide you from the channel, hide user. I'm hidden on all of them. They won't let me speak in theirs. Especially that night I blew them up on that live.
It's crazy, man. And you know, I feel bad for everybody out there. I'm not happy about how much I'm down on AMC. And I basically evened out my number of shares with AMC and Ape. And then I called up my broker on my IRA and I said, hey, man, let's put 1,000 shares of Ape, you know? So I kind of loaded up on some Ape because I was a no voter, but I was just like, man, I know the way the world works. I'm going to go ahead and hedge on that account, even though it's not my own personal trading account. I was like, hey, dude, here's this. He didn't even know about this reverse stock split thing because most people that are just in that business, they don't pay attention to this crazy meme stuff, you know?
Right.
But he understood it when I explained it to him. He knows what a split and a reverse split is and all that. And he's like, yeah, that's not a bad idea. But all that said, I hear a lot of folks like, I know for you've shared your numbers definitely more than what I've got in. I got 400 of each in my own personal 2 trading accounts, 400 AMC and 400 APE, and then I got that IRA, the extra 1,000 there. But it's crazy. This whole play is just crazy. I think I've put a comment out there. Maybe you said you agreed earlier. It's not even about the money anymore. And it hasn't been for a long time. Sure, I mean, it is about the money, but it's mostly about, like, I got in this, first of all, because I saw the GameStop thing, and I thought, man, I don't want to, I FOMO'd, like back in, I was like June while the thing was gyrating on the chart, and I was just like, caught, 10 shares real quick in the 50s or whatever, and then 10 more in the low 4, just kind of how that happened. The next thing I'm like averaging down, like 5 and 10 shares here and there over the course of the year or whatever. And then here I am with 400 shares of each, but not a lot, but I mean, it's not money. I would love to like break even at least on half those shares or something, but I know that people are hurting, that they've put a lot more into this than I have. And sure, I would like to have that money and not lose it all, and it pisses me off from a fiscal standpoint, sure, but it was my choice. But really, as much, if not more, this is about part of that getting into it. Like, yeah, let's get the short hedge funds, the big institution, man. They're trying to screw companies over like Toys R Us, and they're trying to do this to the theaters and to the GameStop. And that was a huge part of why I jumped in on it was, yeah, let's like fight against the powers that be here, and it's just like, then this reverse stock split conversion proposal came up in December. And one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of that guy in Minnesota is because his live stream right after AA announced that in December, he was like berating people on his live stream, simply questioning like, well, is that really good? Even just like any questioning of this proposal, he was just wicked after bong hits and just insulting people. And I'm like, this guy's insane. I mean, I used to enjoy kind of watching him. Never really liked the sound of his voice, but he, I did some digging, and some of that, the world's going to collapse, the sky will fall and we'll all be rich type stuff. That's kind of entertaining, to some extent. But when people get to where they're just slamming people for questioning, it reminds me of the pandemic. Like, okay, you can't question these scientists because they have the power of the mainstream megaphone, even though these other scientists over here are simply questioning, doing other studies. And I know I'm ranting, bear with me here, but there's another YouTuber that says shit like, have you ever been a CEO? If you ain't been a CEO, then shut the F up. And it's like, dude, there's people that study economics that don't have to be CEOs to understand like supply, this, like all this stuff. You don't have to be a CEO to dare to question what a CEO's decisions are. We do that at the company I'm employed at. I've worked at companies, insurance companies that believe in slow growth because they made the mistake of growing too fast, for instance, and they invited people to ask them questions. And it's like that sound clip you share of that one time, that guy's, I forget the guy's name, but he kind of got on that edge there, where he's kind of like berating him.
Well,
He's simply asking questions. It's like, dude,
I tried to break that audio out in smaller portions and different examples of how it sounded, and then I've posted. It's crazy, only 2,800 people actually watched it, but I posted the entire 40-something minutes of it, and it's like, man, it's legit. That shit isn't fake. Even Tony on his freaking live stream with Massalorian, they investigated and they said it's real because it is real. And I'm like, guys, this is like proof in the right here. Adam doesn't ride with us, man. Like, listen to what this man is saying. And that's another thing I didn't get to express earlier, and I've said it before, but like, look, man, if he truly believes we're wrong and none of it's true and it's just a big farce, and he's basically agrees what Charlie Gasparino and all these outside people have said to us, right? That it's all not true. Okay. If that's the case, why in the hell did he not try to stop us back in 2021? Why did he not come out and act like the way he did to Robert in that parking lot? Why did he not do that to us as a community? Instead, that man did what? He bought us. He donated $50,000 to Diane Fossey account. He started, talking to us constantly on Twitter. Then he decides he wants to start touring theaters. All these things he was doing. I'm going to donate $1 million worth of my shares. Like, has he done any of that shit since?
No, I mean, and I know things change. I get that. I'm willing to afford somebody, the reality that things change and stuff like that. But it just becomes suspect, the inconsistencies and all that. And that's all. Sometimes that's what we're saying. And then it gets to the point, okay, so now I'm not allowed to comment on this person's YouTube and have it be shown because they're just like they can't have anything untoward their narrative or whatever. Like John Wick Sniping is a kind of a friend of mine that he's not really doing his YouTubing anymore, but he was great about the way he explained it. He's like, it's a lot about narrative control. Like they got a certain narrative, and if you challenge it, then they shun you and they boot you, and it's just like, come on, man. Because I mean, these people are pretty intelligent. These YouTubers, and but they get into this, and it's like almost a religious like fanaticism thing. Like they just don't want the challenge, the discourse or something,
Did you
and then that kind of makes our side, like the no influence, we can get into that modus operandi
did you
too. It's just like,
Zen,
oh,
did you spend much time on Twitter, or were you mostly YouTube?
mostly YouTube. I mean, I do a little bit of Twitter, but I don't like try to get people to
Back in
follow me or anything. Like, I think I follow like you and Farty and some
yeah,
others, but
back in 2021, there was when it was really popping off. There was communities in social media, like there was the Twitter people,
right.
there was
I've
YouTube
heard you
people,
talk about just like Reddit. There was,
Reddit, there was Facebook groups. There was a big Discord group of 45,000 people. They kind of grew and they talked all the time. And so I
right,
started out and I really got pushed more into Twitter. And I was doing YouTube, but my focus wasn't. I wasn't trying to build the channel. Like I wasn't. I've always said that I wasn't trying to turn it into money. I did now. I was fucking. But like
right,
I said then. But I was in the Twitter people. I became part of the Twitter people. I started to grow with popularity. I was,
right.
part of the space calls. I was somebody in the community. I was the Marine. Fuck, I
Yeah,
went on I went on the war room and it's like, holy shit, like boom, it was this big deal, right? That was on Twitter. But here's the problem, man. I went against their narrative. I kept trying to tell people these
well,
social
yeah,
media,
I know. It's like you've been both sides. You've said that before,
yeah,
numerous times in your
I
video. Yeah,
I saw the crap they were doing. I was a part of it, what they were saying, and I'm like, this ain't right. Like something doesn't add up to me,
right,
man. And it still to this day doesn't. I'm like, there was the plan. How the hell they say no leaders, but yet there was. They did this whole plan that was
right,
laid out, these rules and regulations, what you can and cannot do. I'm like, first off, don't tell me a stubborn ass bastard and fuck, I'm a former Marine, but
right.
vet, don't tell me I can't do something. But I got blackballed. I'm telling you, I went against the grain, and it was like the doors were shut on me. And I mean, it's just I've been fighting over here, and then finally I just said screw it, and went left Twitter. I'm going to focus on my YouTube family. The people I've met. Let's get rid of the word family because Uncle Barney thinks it's bad. We're in the stock market, but the people that I familiarized myself with, I familiar
Yeah,
study. I watch you folks. That's why I made that joke because I remember you commenting to me many months ago about not being in debt and some other comments you made, right? I remember I've never have seen your face, but I know your handle. I watched that. I go to other people's YouTubes. I read the comments. I study the people I'm at war with. I
right,
know
yeah,
who the troops are. You get what I'm saying?
right. And like another thing with that is, we can get so polarized with anything that we'll just say, like we can say AA is an idiot. It's like, no, 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 he's not an idiot. No.
No, hell no.
And that's worse. I honestly wish he was an idiot because
No.
then I could be more forgiving. But I suspect, and here this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. When this came up in December, okay, so I was kind of hanging out with Kevin Free from It All and John Wick Snipe, and they were kind of a collab team with, Momentum Plays, I'll just say. And Mid GA Patriot probably knows this group, but there for a while it was like IPOs and Teddy Zane, some of those others were kind of into that. And these are the quick get in and out, pump and dump type things, right? And you just try to ride the wave, so to speak. And then there's this trend going on with there's bankruptcy plays and then reverse split plays, and that was in the fall last year. And then this thing came out in December with the play I've been holding as a long hold, AMC, right? And Ape. I wasn't crazy about Ape because then I've already seen it. I was hopeful with Ape, kind of like 50-50 on it, because you listen to Lou and all them, and lo and behold, Lou was right. But and you see Ape go down for I think almost 90% since its inception of late August or whatever it was until December. And then this thing comes out with this RSC proposal plus dilution in December. And I had that in the context of what I was involved with was a handful, maybe 10 or 15 different reverse split plays that were happening that fall that preceded that proposal for me. And I'm like, I kind of make fun of him, like, dude, you're like the boomer CEO. You're late. This is a trend that has just been dying off it started to really die off reverse split plays. At least in the little community, we were finding reverse split plays. And then they propose this. I'm like, what is he doing? Is he like just late to this game? Because this is a trend that don't try this trick because it's kind of like a thing that's dying. It's not really. And first of all, it's just kind of a pump. Like any of the ones I've seen win and lose on some of them. They're just quick one day, maybe overnight, one night, it would continue to pump the next day too. But they're just crappy things. And, that YouTuber we talked about, Where's the Hat? One of these, he put out a good video that he found a few that panned out well, the reverse splits that like they were longer term good run ups. So I got to give him credit that he put a video out on that a few months ago. But the vast majority of them that you see, and the ones that I've seen the last year, have just been they're the quick rise deals, and then they go back down. It's just not. It doesn't turn out well. It's not a squeeze. It's not.
I remember Marvin.
It's a swarming thing that retail gets into, and it's just it's an artificial run up, so to speak. It's just so that's part of why I was just like, I don't like that idea. I'll probably vote no. And I kept hearing more and more after December, and then January. I'm like, oh, I'm definitely voting no on this. But I'm going to hedge. I'm going to call my RA guy because the world's so screwed up. I guarantee this is going to go through probably. And I had him put some of my retirement towards an extra 1,000 shares on it, on the APE.
Well, I'll admit something. It just popped into my head right now, and I don't think I've talked about it before. Maybe I have, but anyway, we've talked about a lot of crap over the last 2.5 years now, almost 3. My wife told me quite a few times over this period of time. She said to me, she says, you guys aren't going to win. I mean, you're going up against the people with the money. Like, what are you thinking? And I remember, I'm like, okay, you don't tell me we can't win. And she told me this stuff before I even wanted to do Washington D.C. And like, I think her saying that to me empowered me to want to fight even harder. I didn't tell her that, but I'm like, you saying that to me, I'm going to take that challenge on. And I remember telling a couple of people that called me out for it too, friends and family, are like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going up against the biggest, baddest motherfuckers on the face of the planet. I mean, let's be real. And
what
they're
could
like,
possibly go wrong?
like, if I'm gonna say I did something in my lifetime, and I'm gonna say I tried to accomplish something, I'm gonna go against the biggest. I mean, literally, they're the biggest people, right? I mean, these hedge funds, these money guys, the billions and billions beyond billions. We're peons and we ain't shit to them. I'm like, well, then fuck it. I'm gonna go up against it. At least I know I tried, right? And I think that empowered me, man. That's what really pushed me to do Occupy SEC 2023, to continue fighting in this, and keep spreading the word. And I, I don't give a shit, dude. At the end of the day, I had 317 at one point. I'm down. I don't know where the hell I'm at anymore. But you know what? Like I told my wife, I stood for something. You can't take that away from me.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, it's stick to itiveness, and I'm stubborn, and I'll crunch the numbers every now and then, but I'm just down enough that I'm just like, nah, here's a number where I might start thinking about taking half back off the table. And I got 2 different averages because my 2 different accounts, but man, what was it in August before the inception of APE? I think it was either before or right after. Yeah, I think it's right before. We had that run. It sneaked into like $32, $33. It was high 20s.
Hey, Zen, sorry, real quick. Hey, Kenny, dude, awesome mod, but let's not delete everybody's message unless they're directly attacking or whatever. Because I see some of the people you're deleting, they're people I've seen around. I mean, I don't hate everybody, but please slow down on the deleting everybody. I'm not deleting shit, but Kenny, slow down on deleting everybody's messages, bro. It's okay. I do believe in a free world, and I do believe in opinions, and I support it to a degree. I know some people are being negative, but sometimes they need to get that out. That's why I'm doing this call, because they need to allow that frustration to come out a little bit now, so maybe they can kind of process through the weekend. So I'm okay with it. So I'm just go easy on the blocking messages, Kenny. All right. Sorry, man.
Oh, that's cool. I was just thinking, man, I could have gotten out and only been about, maybe 20% in the red on it or something like that. But I think Jacques here made a comment. This ain't over yet, in all caps, like 10 days left. I don't know if it's 10 days, honestly, because I've seen some document somewhere out there a couple months ago when this thing was in the midst of the court crap. And I thought it said something about like as soon as that settlement's reached, this 10 days has already been going on. Like that it already has counted. So I don't know, y'all, on that. I don't. Check with the guy that wears the hat, the cowboy hat. He probably could answer that. I mean, the guy reads the papers and everything. But I don't know if this happens Monday or Tuesday. I don't know if we have to wait 10 days. I have no idea.
I don't either, man. I'm not 100% sure on that. Again, chart reading and technicals and, reading the financials. It ain't
That's
my
the other
forte.
thing. I like that. I like the what do you call it, fundamental, or the fundamentals versus the TA or whatever. Like, then there's these other people that'll just cancel you or whatever. I have to say, if somebody that is like their shtick, like that's, and they're funny and they're entertaining about it, I have this sick thing where it's like I'll say the guy's name because I think he's fun. It's so over the
You're
top
not blocking,
ridiculous.
Danny. Keep
Huh?
going. I'm keep going.
And trades. The guy is he's so over the top. It's like I have to watch this because it's just so crass and crazy how Rudy is telling people to F off. That's like it doesn't even annoy me because he doesn't pretend. Then you go on like maybe like blunts or something. And if you just, it's not even entertaining when he has you canceled. It's like at least be funny about it or something. But I hope everybody can find some peace somewhere in the midst of all this because it's crazy. It's not.
And I might be annoying some of you guys because I'm smiling. I'm just smiling. I'm listening to Zen, and I'm just trying to stay Zen. Like I'm serious. I don't want you guys.
Yeah, I don't. I'm a God guy. We've talked about this with some others on just comments and stuff. So I lean into that, man. The Zen thing is like I like a lot of some of the Buddhist principles and things, but I really created that handle as a joke about one of my character defects is, like kind of being wound tight sometimes or impatient. I'm just not a Zen guy. It's a joke. Obviously, nobody would know it unless they talk to me or I explain it. But yeah, I'm holding, but not in a Zen way. It's more like a white knuckle hold sometimes.
Well, I just know in the 2.5 years, this is pretty serious, situation that we're all facing. So
Yeah.
whether you hold 1 share, 5 shares, or 50,000 shares, it's your money. But
I know.
ultimately, like I said, it's your time. We can't get the time back. And that's another thing that's for me. It's like, dude, I dedicated Zen. You did too, but I dedicated.
Oh, dude, I know. And like the protest, I wish I would have been able to go to that. But I mean, and I know that you probably wouldn't spearhead one in Kansas City or whatever. But hey, back to that number of shares thing. That's something that during this court, so and so, I forget who it was, one of the 3 plaintiffs had like 70 shares or something. And they only got 70 shares. I'm like, I don't care if they have 1 share. They have every freaking right to take these bastards to take people to court, man. I mean, where did that come? See, if you remember back during Reddit, and you know more about it because you're in the thick of the social media when it all started, everybody's just like, hold for everybody. We don't care if you got 10 shares or 1,000. And now,
You got a share? You're an 8. Welcome to the
now,
community.
if you're a plaintiff and you only had 70 shares, what are you even doing there? What are you saying? I'm not important because I only have 70 shares? See, that's some bullshit right there.
Yeah.
There's a huge change in how the community overall became. That's not how it was 2 years ago.
It was a massive change, man. About 6, 7 months in. I mean, I was there when it developed. Basically, it was so brand new. Like Boss Blunts wasn't even thought about. I never even seen Bigums. I was before those fools. Like they weren't there yet. And like I said, man, a lot of those, hell, Trey hadn't even, he barely was getting launched. I just stepped right in the doors just as everything was starting to come about. Like I said, I got blackballed because I chose to. I became the black sheep, but I was a part of that with them, and saw it, man. And just about 6 months later, dude, it's like the honeymoon love affair. The division started. I blame it on the space calls. Twitter came
Yeah.
out with these space calls,
Yeah, I
and
heard about those before. I was listening.
those weekend fights, and dude, I got all wrapped up into that crap, dude. I'm so pissed at myself for doing that, but it just started to change, man. And tried to stick to it. I always did. I'm like, this is simple. We buy, we hold, buy as much as we can when we can, without hurting our families.
Right.
Was
And you know what? I think that's, I'll say this and then I'll leave. I got a bolt here, but, and I appreciate you having me on, but part of what started to kind of maybe a year after, maybe 20, oh gosh, what I get lose my years here. 2021, maybe fall 2021. I started thinking everybody's got thousands of shares now. Like, if this is a MOAS situation, I shouldn't need a thought. I mean, MOAS means that, hell, I don't even need 100 shares. I mean, 100 shares should be enough, right? But then the flip side of that is, well, buying and holding and buying and holding, it helps keep pushing against the adversary. So I get from that standpoint. As far as being well off financially, if MOAS is going to happen, I really don't need more than 50 shares. The original MOAS numbers, that floor is 100K, whatever, you're right. So I started having, as far as that fear, uncertainty, and doubt creeping into my head, when I started noticing it's commonplace out there that people are having 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 plus shares. And I was just like, well, okay, I'm not going there, man. Because I can't keep throwing good money after bad. And I got it. And I held off and I chatted with you. I finally, after over a year of not buying any, I mean, the last time I bought a share was maybe in the high 20s or something, and it got down to low 4, and that's when I really bought my average down. Now, my average isn't below $10 yet. It's like below, 13 or whatever, and then one account's like 13, the other's like 8. But I waited over a year, and I was just like, yeah, I got to average down. This court thing's going to happen. I may as well average down, buy more AMC. And I didn't load the boat or anything, but it's only because I hadn't been buying more and more and more all along the way for one of those 2.5 years that we're in there. So,
well,
but it's just kind of a weird paradox thing I was noticing there. It's like, well, why are we all buying thousands of shares if it's a MOAS? But the paradox is, well, the whole idea from the beginning is also you keep chipping away, buying a little because it keeps putting pressure on them. So,
well, another thing too, man. It's kind of how things change. But I remember for the longest time, everybody was posting their buys everywhere,
right,
all
right.
over Twitter, all over social media. Like no, and everybody, no one was ashamed. Like here we are, I'm buying. I got paid again, and I did too. I'm like hell yeah, and I was like, this is creating momentum. I believe in it. I'm proud of it. I still fucking do it. I'm like probably one of the only YouTubers. Like here's what I got. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm transparent. Here's my shit, right? And then like I just made that buy 1,027 shares. Dumbass me. But anyway, I was like, I'm gonna share it. And then I'm looking around, I'm like, why is nobody sharing this? Like, what the hell happened, right? It was
Right.
this period of time where things were just happening and they were doing this shit and then it disappeared. And it's like
Yeah.
they stopped. I'm
Yeah,
like,
my buddy John Wick Sniping always ranted about. He was like, "Man, show your shares." Like he didn't even believe half these tubers we've alluded to without mentioning names. He's just like, I don't even believe that they have shares. They never show. But
I
yeah,
don't,
man.
I've,
I'll say this: I'm trying to. I know we get really PO'd, and I do too. And I'm trying to turn the other cheek on some the people that honestly have disgusted me at times with the way they bulldoze and try to control the narrative and insult and all that. And I've been guilty of throwing insults and stuff out there. But no matter how it turns out, I really want everybody to be okay.
yeah.
It just it just sucks that it gets so divisive, just like everything else in this country, man. It's just like you can't. Do you have to be completely far right or far left on everything? I mean, I guess no, because we can't get a politician that That's just another example, but
I hate to say it, man. Like early on, early on there was the whole rule of no leaders, because leaders, it puts people in this leader position and it looks like we're what was the term they
yeah,
used, everybody's um, god, I forget the name of it, but like I tried to point it out about GME, it didn't have a bunch of different leaders, because that's the thing is AMC did. I kept pointing out, I said, wait a minute, you guys keep putting these rules out here. You're not supposed to have leaders. You got fucking leaders everywhere. In fact, that's our biggest problem. I started seeing it just compound on social media, dude. Like there was just one dude after another, right? And then what would happen is they would create their mindset. Same thing happened to religion, same thing happened to everything. But anyway, I saw it. I was like, crap, this guy's going this direction, this guy's going this direction, this guy's going this direction. He's got his beliefs. They're calling him a shill now. His followers are shill, and it just escalated. And then and then space calls on Twitter and social media profiles. And like I said, I was in that original part of it
sure.
for a while there, and then holy crap, you got all these leaders out there, and none of them are in line. I have called over and over and over for months with the YouTubers. I'm like, guys, if you truly believe in what we're doing, if you truly believe that we're exposing the shorts, if we truly are Ape Nation, if we're truly a movement, then we need to kind of act the same. Like we need to kind of be on the same fucking page. Like that's
Right,
in, or you want to
right.
accomplish, or you want to accomplish something as a group, you kind of follow the same path, right? And it didn't matter. And then, of course, I ain't gonna lie. Obviously, I played my part, and I started fighting too. And I'm like, this shit, this become FUBAR. The AMC community became FUBAR,
Right,
fucked up,
right, right.
fucked up beyond
Beyond all
all.
recognition. Yeah, I got you.
And that's honestly what happened. It escalated. There were so many different people, so many different opinions, and so
And you
many
know what? The longer anything drags out, a project at work, I see it every day. I'm
yeah.
involved with projects, and it's
And
just
that's
like
what
the longer something drags out, the more you get into politicizing, the more you get into consensus building, the more, which means more often somebody's not going to be happy, and then you're going to have division, you're going to have toxic dynamics in relationships, and that's what happens. And
yeah,
this thing, it's gone on and on and on. It wasn't supposed to take this long, but see, the adversaries know that, so they belabored. Belabored not the word, but they've delayed the game. Because that's just the natural way things happen in
yeah.
war, probably too. I mean, there's the what do you call that? Like in war of attrition, and speaking of wars, you get some of these black rocks. I just saw something about Ukraine. I'm just like, man, we are dealing with a multi-pronged thing. This is just one of the arenas of a bigger economic issue, and it's not even just economics, but yeah, it's like the stock market's a big battleground for sure. A bigger war.
I will say they ain't never seen nothing like this. Not a community or a group of retail people that all came on the same path. I mean and nothing against GME.
Yeah, they can't just flick the.
I have a
Yeah,
I have a lot of friends from that GME side. I made good friends with GME community folks and stuff. I had
I hold GME. Yeah, I hold
no,
some.
no hate, but the AMC side escalated massively,
Right.
way beyond what there was for GME, right? The amount of people, but it's something that the market has never seen. And they're trying to justify it. They call it the meme stocks. There's one that kind of created the terminology, but like the fact that retail could band together, that was like a knock on the door. Like, holy crap! And like, look at the possibility here. We better watch out. Um, but I do think that they're really smart, and that's why they're called elites, and they make billions of dollars. And I've called it out for months. Somebody was controlling all those squeeze plays. I'm sorry,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, man.
all
There's
the
too many that they follow the same line.
same
Yeah,
story, same
yeah,
situations. Dude, that is not your average Joe like me and you. That shit's
right.
happening somewhere on purpose. It gets the ball rolling, and then YouTubers and people we start to talk about it, and then it fickles its way in, and then all these freaking retail jump in, but it's a day late, dollar short, to be honest, or we're
Yeah,
not smart to get out fast enough. But like all that, they caught on, man. They caught on and they learned. They started studying retail and in depth of what our actions
mhm,
and what our things could be. And I'm telling you, in my head, it's been being played ever since. You see the same freaking story played over and over and over again. It's just
yep,
AGME on repeat mode with a different ticker symbol.
yeah.
And so
It's nuts, man.
it's shitty. That's what it is.
Well, see if we
Crap.
can get somebody else to hop on. I gotta take care of my kid, but I appreciate you having me on. And again, thanks again for serving the country and everything you've done for the community too, especially organizing that thing with DC and everything.
Well, Zen, I think you coming on, man, and it's cool to put a face to the handle I've known for a couple years now. So you have a
Yeah,
good
man.
night.
I mean, I don't have it on my thumbnail. I know some people out there like these faceless people. It's just like, some people don't want it on their thumbnail. Maybe someday I will, but for now, you get to look at a squirrel or whatever the hell I have on my.
Whatever you got. Well, you have a good night, my man. Thank
You
you,
too,
Zen.
man. Take care.
All
Peace.
right. All right. Anybody else? Oh crap. I think it froze me. Can you guys? I think it froze me. You can still hear me, but I can't see my face. Dang it. 165, 170, 180. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. You guys come and listen to this, Marine. Oh, you froze. Come on. Oh, there we go. uh, hey, Farticulus, you want to get on, dude? It's open now. Zen's gone. You got to just go to the community section. You got to close out this video, get out of it, go over to my community section, click on the link that I had posted, and then you can get in, brother. Yeah, so what happens? I downsized this real quick. I downsized it to make sure I didn't miss any text messages. Oh, there he is. All right. You should be popping up. Are you popping up, dude? I know you were able to go on mics that night, so it should hopefully work for you. Yeah, I heard about SBF, or people been saying it. Did it work? You're supposed to be in. Hey Marvin, it's okay, man. Look, let me tell you guys. A a leader, a real leader, a real man of his word will sacrifice himself for those he believes in. Which means, Marvin, that means getting attacked, getting attacked, talk shit about, whatever you want to call it. That man is willing to go through that. And that's why it doesn't bother me that they did any of that crap. It means nothing. And it's just social media. What's up, man? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I see the moon. Got the sheet blankets behind you. Cool beans, man. It's good to have you on, brother.
Good to see you, Mike. Thank you for everything that you do, and I know that you did this to ease everyone's feelings about what's going on, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I had to. I got home and I was walking around and I started thinking about it on the way home, and I'm like, I debated it and I debated because I need to be up early. I'm going to go to the flea market and get rid of some damn animals out there. But I'm like, I'm going to go live. I don't go live. I don't. And I'm going to do it twice in one day because I felt like I left people hanging earlier today. I just was like, I can't. I know people are it's probably up like I am. I mean, it's only, what is 11:30 now for me or something, but there's a lot of people. So you know what? I'm just going to go live and see what the hell happens. So it's good to see people hanging out, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. They're saying hi in the chat. I'm
Yeah, man,
sorry.
it's number one son. That's right, Pat. He's in here.
I'm dead tired, so I hope I don't sound like I have marbles in my mouth. But I just wanted to tell you, and I've said this before on my channel, but you're just seeing a clash of worldviews, and you know this, that there's just Grandpa Barney made a comment that it's not family, it's the stock market. And that's the problem, is that this country has lost that sense of looking out for each other. If you remember 9/11, when those planes hit, everybody ran their butts to church and they were all looking out for each other. There was a unity in this country and a patriotism that didn't happen since World War II, I believe. And we
You're
don't have, sorry.
No, you're right, man. I'm so glad you brought that up. Go ahead, man. I'm gonna harp on that for a second because you're absolutely right.
You have you probably know from, and I know not everybody believes in the Bible, but you can apply this to Buddhism or Taoism or even Islam in some senses. But you're seeing a clash of the sheep and goats, basically. And the goats, they usually could care less about anyone's life, how they feel about it, as long as for the short life that we live, they get their little bit of money, no matter who it is. And that's what we're seeing, but we're seeing it incrementally. They're taking rights slowly away from us. They're reducing the middle class until they have a full on low class. And I mean, you see it happening right now. And that's what I'm afraid of, that if we let it go too far, then we're not going to have anything left.
Well, absolutely, dude. When you talk about the patriotism, I just had this conversation not that long ago. I think it was with my wife. But I was talking about it. I said, this I don't this country is so divided and so far apart, and like just the way they attack patriotism. It's like, the one side wants to attack patriotism, and then I'm going to say it. The other side takes patriotism too far. I mean, it's crazy to say that, but it's possible, right? And just
Yes.
how bad it's become. And I'm like, guys, I was in the service. I was in the Marine Corps when 9/11 happened. Like, I was in. I walked in at 6 o'clock in the morning into our little room in the on base where we keep our radios, the vaults, what we called it, and everybody's standing around a computer screen. I'm like, what the hell's going on, guys? They're like, a plane just hit the towers. I'm like, what? They're like, a plane just hit the Twin Towers. I'm like, huh? So we all got around and we huddled around this computer screen, and then a couple minutes went by, and all of a sudden we watched it live as that last plane flew in the other tower, and then it was like a surreal, like a crazy ass moment, right? But the amount of patriotism, the amount of unity, the way this company, the way this country came together was an astronomical effect, right? It was just amazing. It's like it was there. But to watch it over the years and just extremely divided, and then they start making fun of it, of patriotism. Like, yeah, I got a big truck, dude. I drive a big white Tundra. It became a fad. I don't know. I ended up with it. I don't like the tires on it, but it's big. It's huge. It's got Marines on it. I could slap a United States flag in the back and drive down the road, and they'll say I'm a fucking racist. And I'm like, I walk around with my AR rifle. I'm a murdering son of a bitch, right? It's like, whoa, 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 man. Like, what happened to what our country was? And I'll tell you, and I'll finish with this part. Tonight, I went to the rodeo in my little bitty town here because I left California 3 years ago. I grew up in the South, but I got stuck in California at 20 years. Okay. And then I was able to move to Tennessee. So I went south again, right? And I'm back home with what I grew up in. Well, tonight at the rodeo, in the very beginning, the way that they brought out the military personnel to bring this huge flag out and unroll it, and the announcer and what he was saying, I got goosebumps, brother. Like, I started getting goosebumps, and my son was standing next to me, my 4-year-old son, and I was just like, he was getting excited, and I'm kind of like rubbing on his head and stuff. And then I leaned down when they finished, and I said, "That's why I served my country. That's why I was a Marine, son." Right there. And then they talked about the veterans. They talked about our country. They had all the veterans stand up. They gave out some prizes to veterans, like the pride and the unity, man. Everybody with their hands over their freaking hearts, man. It was amazing feeling. And I'm like, gosh, where did that go everywhere? Where happened to our country?
Yeah.
But it's biblical. And what we're living through, I believe in the Bible and I believe in what it says. It already predicts all this. So,
Yes.
but
Yes.
yes,
So yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time because somebody else might want to come on. But I just wanted to throw that in there, that we're having a clash of ideologies is all it is.
yeah,
And some of us are able to, and like, I know you're a Marine, but I took 4 years of kung fu, and they teach us you just don't let go. You don't let up on when you pick an enemy, you go for the enemy. You don't let go of it. And that's where I get my motivation. And taking 4 years of it, it's hard to separate myself from that. Just like it would be hard to separate yourself from being a Marine. But
Well,
like I yeah, sorry.
no, I was gonna say that's funny because people say, "Oh, he doesn't act like a Marine. He's a fake. He's not a Marine." I'm like, how do you know what a Marine's supposed to act like? You're not one. Like I don't, or you're not a veteran. Like how's a veteran supposed to act? Please tell me. Somebody tell me how I'm supposed to act because I'm acting the way exactly I feel I'm supposed to act. Like I'm doing what I feel is right. Period. Sorry, but anyway, I'm
Yeah,
listening, brother.
you would have never had the resolve that you have now if you didn't experience the military. I think Al is the same way, in some senses. He doesn't give up really easy. He'll have his moments like everybody does, but he's not gonna let up. I'll let you go. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Hopefully somebody else will get on and talk
Hey,
to you.
the fact you stopped in, brother, thank you. And hey, thank you for taking the time to create a channel and to express your feelings and use your voice. I remember, whether you want to remember or not, I remember when you didn't have it. And I remember you being in comments, and I'll never forget telling you, yes, do it. Make a channel, spread open it up. And you're 600 more followers. People know who you are now. I know other people know who you are because you're willing to speak out. And that's what I always said this community need, people willing to speak up. Because you, my man, coming on here gave plenty of people listening encouragement. So I want to thank you.
So thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Hey, is Marantz Ranson here? Is that what I just saw? Wait, is Marantz seriously in here? Tell me, Kenny, you didn't boot his ass. Paul Gaines, what's up? Big ups. Oh, Morantz Rants. Oh, who the hell's Morantz Rants? Is he not the real deal? I mean, what happened to Slim Shady? Like, will the real Slim Shady stand up? Will the real Morantz Rants stand up? So it's some moron rants, just somebody just stole his name. Whatever. I was hoping I was going to talk to the real Morantz. I ain't got a problem with the dude. He just has his firm beliefs, and that's cool. Yes, Marvin, I agree. Pat, you're still here. Oh, it's a fake one? Okay. Yeah, they exist. I was waiting for is one of these fake people in here or crap talkers to go over to my community section, look for the link, and come in on live. Come say what's up. I'd love for somebody to have some balls that hates me. Oh, shit. Come talk to my face. I don't care. Come on, Phil. I know you're out there listening. You got a burner account or one of you guys. It doesn't matter to me. Come talk to me like a man. The hell? We all got opinions. We all got beliefs. I ain't afraid to share them. You know that by now. I mean, look at the guys that have the encouragement to come up already. Oh, hey, David. Yeah, I felt like who doesn't smile over puppies, right? Hey, well, of course you will. You're not against me, Continental Marine. You've been around a long damn time. I know you had a little small YouTube channel yourself, but you're welcome to, bro. Go to my community section. Get out of this video. Go to my community section. Oh, you just cooked down. Okay. Well, then don't bring your ass in here. Don't drop your and grab your socks and come face and let's go. Just kidding. 129. I can't believe it's 129. Where was 175, 180 for hanging out with me on a Friday night this late? Good times. Okay. Can you guys do me a favor for my mental health and my sanity? Yeah, I need to take some Motrin. But for my sanity, will you guys comment that you are not going to panic and that you are going to relax yourself this weekend? You're going to help digest what's happening. But I want to see it. I want you that are listening, there's 131 of you. I want you to all start dropping a comment right now. I will not panic. I will not panic. I will remain. I will not panic. Okay? Don't panic and do some stupid shit. It's just money. It really ultimately is. And I can say that, and I get it. Some of you, it really fucking sucks, probably way worse than me. But I want to see that you guys put in here before I get off this call. I want to see the comments blow up that you're not going to panic. You will remain calm. You will not do anything stupid. It's okay. You can express your frustrations. You can express it, but we will not panic and do something stupid this weekend. I love it. Thank you guys. You guys just started pounding it, started putting it. We will see what happens, but I'm glad. Thank you guys for putting that you will not panic. Just putting it out there so your brain sees it and then say it out loud. I can't be there with you. I'm not there in person, but say it out loud. I will not panic. I made it this far. It doesn't end like this. I will not give up. I'm not panicking. If you say it out loud, your brain hears it. You got to be good to yourself. You got to be good to your body. As much as you may feel like a fool or an idiot or you've lost money, I do. I'm beating myself up, guys. I am mentally inside. I beat myself up, but you're not a failure. You did not make a mistake. You made a decision. So don't meet yourselves up this weekend, guys. Don't do that. Please don't do that to yourselves. It's not why we were here. It's not why we've been hanging out. Not why we've been holding. Not why we've been fighting. They don't freaking beat us like this. They don't run over the top of like this. Okay. As bad as it is, and bad as it looks, you will not panic. It's fascinating. Who the hell is this Stefano Clemente? I'm actually trying to be transparent and care here. This is a Marine trying to show that he cares. I'm doing the best I can. I don't do emotions with people. Okay. In the Marine Corps, you just, suck it up. You just deal with it. But it's hurting me inside to know that how many of you out there are hurting. So I'm doing the best I can to try to let you know that I do care. And I want you guys to be okay. I really do. So all I'm trying to do is help you just tell yourselves that you're not going to panic. That's it. I'm the only one doing a live right now. You're going to tell me all these AMC YouTubers, there's no one else out there doing anything? What's up, honey horse? Man, some of you guys are really hanging out with me. Oh, cool. And midget, buck fighting. I know, Marvin, you've been here for a minute. Put the crazy hair on. Oh, you guys want the crazy hair? All right. Okay, what I want to make sure, if you clearly understand, I do not want any of you to panic. Okay? I want you to remain zen. I want you to remain calm and understand it's okay. It's okay. You guys will be okay. We'll be okay. We're not going to panic. That's how much I care about everything we've done. I don't care. You make fun of me. I think it's funny. Just have a good time. Oh, you guys like my T-shirt? I'll tell you a quick story. I'd actually think I posted a video last year, but my neighbor's a Marine too. He bought thousands of dollars worth of fireworks, and then I had a party. He had a party. This was 4th of July last year, and then I had a party here because dude, we can blow up fireworks in Tennessee, California. You got little black snake thingies that and little sparklers. That's all you can do. But out here, Tennessee, you blow stuff up. Right? Cool stuff, man. So he bought all those fireworks. We bought some fireworks. My other Marine buddy came over and brought his. So he's imagine this. I don't know, 250 feet that direction is a Marine sitting there blowing up mortars. And then I'm over here in my front lawn blowing up my shit. And then my Marine buddy goes to the other corner of my property over here and he's going to shoot some off. And we had like 35, 40 people here. And they were all sitting out in lawn chairs watching 3 shows. Okay. Because, that's how we're going to blow shit up. So my Marine buddy takes one of them tall mortars with a small base. He's sticking it on the wet grass, the grass. And when the shit goes to take off, not repercussion, but the cushion effect of the first mortar going off knocked the mortar over and it fell aiming at my people. Well, one of the mortars shot right at the front door next to our grandma, one of the grandmas. Blew up. My wife's coming out the door. My wife started screaming. I mean, cussing, yelling. Another mortar shot next to me. I just stayed calm and it landed like right there and just I was like, all right, just stay calm. Another mortar knocked or almost hit a friend of mine's dad, older man. He fell over in the chair because it blew up under his chair, broke the chair. So this year when I was at Rural King, I thought maybe we would do it again. So they had these shirts, official fireworks director. See it right there? When I run, you run. Well, I don't run. I just stayed still. Don't panic, right? That's the biggest mistake because a lot of times you can start running and you'll run right into the bad stuff, right? You get hit with the mortars. But that's why I bought the shirt. I just happened to throw it on tonight because I didn't even wear it that night because I had the surgery. And 2 days later, I couldn't even hardly move. And I ended up just sitting there watching my buddy blow up some fireworks. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that story with you. You guys asked for the wig. Thought I'd give you a fun story, maybe help you. Maybe some of you are getting drunk and just having some fun will help. Maybe. Did you guys even like the hair? Like I tried to test the videos. I was like, I'll have a little fun here. I'll do some goofy shit. I found this wig. The kids were playing. Well, I'll just wear this wig. I'll be funny with that. Trying to like break this up a little bit. It's been so serious, especially on my side. And I took that break. I'm like, how do I come back in a better attitude, a little more positive? I'll have some fun with it. So we'll do some like pretty colors, right? We'll do well, what does he say? Happy, happy colors. These happy trees. And then I was like, you know what? No, actually, Marvin, I'm not. I don't drink. It's better to act like this, kind of like give your body that feeling because if you get upset, what's good is going to do? We have no control and we can't change it. It is what it is. Judge decided. So I'm just trying to be funny for you guys and it helps me so I can stay calm, and just stay patient. You get what I mean? But, what about the thumbnails? Is the thumbnails worth a damn? I've been having fun making those. Are you guys enjoying those stupid thumbnails or, I mean, other guys seem to do it all the time. They make all these thumbnails. I'm like, well, I'll go into PixArt, this app, try to make some really funny ones. Hopefully that's been good for you guys. And this is hot and itchy. Oh. It's 12:20, hour and 24 minutes. Been on a while. I don't think any more guests are going to come on. I can't read. See you later, Kenny. Oh, hey, what's up? Not from this world. I trying to do my part. Honestly, do my part. All right. It looks like most of you want to go to bed. I don't blame you. I need to too. I need to get up early, go to the flea market, get rid of that turkey, get rid of some of them rabbits out there, thin out the herd. They're costing an arm and a leg anyway, but that's what they were for. So I repeat after me. $2. Thanks, dude. Repeat after me. I will not panic. I will have a good night. Hug your family, love on your family. Let's have a good weekend. See what the hell Monday. See what it comes. Love you guys. Relax. You got this.